Hello and welcome back to the Knicks-Verse. And if this is your first time or you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up button for me. My name is George, and today we're going to dive into what the Knicks have been doing the last 14 games compared to the previous 16 games. Right now, these Knicks are in 4th place by themselves in the Eastern Conference. Sensational, right? Who would have thought that? Well, I thought it after I'd watched this team and saw how they were playing, but I did think they needed to add some offense. If Leon Rose had added some offense by the trade deadline, I would feel really comfortable about their 4th place position that they're in right now. But you got to give them credit. You got to give them credit for what they're actually doing all on their own, because I thought they needed offense. They needed to add some kind of shooting, a JJ Redick or a Fournier or somebody like that. Instead, they're doing it internally. Exactly. Now, let's look at what's been happening. The Knicks have become a pretty good three-point shooting team. They're 10th in the NBA with 37.4% they're hitting their three-pointers. Their attempts, though, are kind of low. They're way low. In fact, they're second from the bottom at 28.8. That's a problem, which is something that correlates back to Thibodeau was asked in a press conference, are you guys going to start shooting more? And he's like, yes, we're looking at opportunities to shoot the right threes, but they definitely want to increase their volume. And that is something that they have been doing. And I will show you the numbers and how they've been doing it. Their offense, they're scoring 105.3 points per game, which is 28th in the NBA. So, but that defense only allowing 104.7 points for first in the NBA. That's how they've been doing it. Just being incredibly a great defensive team, and their offense has been serviceable, but not of late. Not of late. In the last 14 games, let's look at these numbers here. In the last 14 games, where they're 9-5, they've increased their scoring to 109.1. They've allowed a few more points too, 106.6, but the differential has gone up to 2.5 from just a half a point before. You know, you'd think, well, how does that matter? Well, 2 points per game matters. It equals wins. And remember, the last 14 games, they were supposed to be against a very tough competition. I believe 6 of those teams were all 500 or better. So technically, they're playing stiffer competition, but playing better themselves. And how they've been doing it, they're shooting almost 32 three-pointers a game and connecting on almost 41% of those. Come on. If you compare it to the previous 16 games, which is from January 22nd to February 23rd, where they were 7-9, they were scoring 105.4, allowing 104.9, half a point differential, only on 27.7 three-pointers a game, and they were only hitting 36.6%. And you're like, okay, how did that happen? How did they increase their three-point percentage by 4.1%? Well, it coincides with a few things. One, it coincides with Elfrid Payton's injury, and he didn't play against the Sacramento Kings on February 25th. Yes. So those attempts that Elf had been taking for himself are now being redistributed throughout the whole team. And since he is the worst shooter on the team, it's pretty easy to see that we're going to score more points. It's the simplicity of it is mind-boggling, because if you have a bunch of players who are, decent, at least for 10th best, the top 3rd percentile of the NBA in shooting percentage efficiency, but one of your guys is on the court taking way too many shots in proportion to his efficiency, you're just going to have a bad offense. And he also doesn't distribute the ball enough. So there's a lot of factors here, but let's look at RJ Barrett. His field goal attempts increased to 15.8, almost 16 from 13. His minutes increased. His points per game increased. His field goal percentage increased almost to 49%. And his three-point percentage did go down. However, his attempts went up. So he still maintained pretty superior. 40% is pretty fantastic efficiency. I mean, not as incredible as 44.7 was, but still, he's still maintaining his efficiency. Now, Randall, look at him. Look what he's done. His field goals, his stats actually went down some, and that's pretty interesting. It went from, but he's also, his minutes went up. He's still at 22.5 points per game. His field goal percentage 45.2. His 3-point percentage is still 44.1%. His attempts increased though tremendously, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Look at Immanuel quickly. Look at him. His minutes went. He's still pretty much similar minutes, 20 to 23 minutes. His field goal attempts, he's attempted about 1.2 more per game. But his points, 15.1 points. Look at his field goal percentage. It's gone up to 40%, and his 3-point percentage is at 39.3%. Look what Payton was doing. Payton was shooting 16% the previous 16 games before he got hurt from the 3-point line. 16%. Wow. That's woo. Yes, I know. All right, let's see what the other guys have been doing. Actually, here we go. This one. All right. So now look at Frank. Frank got in some games finally because he was injured. He got in. He put up about 4 attempts per game. He gave us about 4 points. Nothing fantastic, but look at his 3-point percentage. 42.9% compared to Elf. Derrick Rose. Now, he missed 10 of those games, so he's only been to 14 games, but I put his stats in there anyway because he's a significant player. He still adds 12.4 points per game. His 3-point percentage, 37.5%, very good, serviceable. Right in line with where they have been. Well, basically, they're at 37.4%, so Rose is right in the medium of what the Knicks are doing. But look at Reggie Bullock and Alec Burks. They have gotten more shots, and they are connecting at an even higher rate, both of them. That is why we're winning. So Barrett's shooting better, Burks is shooting better, Bullock's is shooting better, and Quickley is infinitely more productive than Elfrid Payton. So it's so simple. For these Knicks to keep winning, we need more 3-point attempts, good ones, mind you. And how do we get good ones? Less Payton on the floor. That's just the simplicity of that, man. It's just the way it works. We need more threes, less Elfrid Payton will equal more wins, especially now that we're going into this. I mean, we're already in the playoff push now. And since we didn't add any additional outside shooting, we need to find it from within. And, attempts are precious. They can't be wasted on people that aren't going to deliver. I know, right? Well, this was going to be a short video. And tonight, the Knicks play the Heat. I believe we're going to steal this game. We're not going to steal it. We're going to win this game. And we're going to keep this this winning streak going into 4. Hopefully, on and onward. All right. Thank you. Thank you for listening. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit that thumbs up button. And see you around the Knicks-Verse.